Well, good morning. This morning we looked at Lamentations chapter 2, verse 7 to chapter 3 and verse 39. Particularly in chapter 2, we see the agony of ancient peoples, the kinds of lives that they lived. We can't comprehend the fear that they must have felt all through their lives that an enemy could have come and destroyed their capital cities and torn them down and left them ruined and destroyed in this way. And it's that context that the Bible is written in, this context of the ancient world where terrible, terrible things happened. And as we come into chapter 3, the first part of chapter 3, we could certainly see not only the suffering of Israel, but the suffering of the Messiah, who was to come and bear suffering for his people. We can, as we read through that, the first part of that chapter particularly, we can see Jesus on the cross and see how these words applied to him. I've become a laughing stock. They mock me all day long. He has filled me with bitter herbs and given me gall to drink. And so on. Through this chapter we can imagine Jesus praying this on the cross. And then it all changes as we come down. He remembers his affliction, the bitterness and the gall. I will remember them, and my soul is cast down within. And sometimes we're like that. We remember all the pain that we go through. We remember all the agony. We're cast down. And yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have a hope. When we are in that situation, then is the time to call the promises of God to mind. Because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. When we're cast down, when we're facing pain and agony, call to mind the promises of the Lord and have hope. The Lord has promised that he will be good to those who are hoping him. That it's good to sit quietly in our pain and in our suffering, to wait for the salvation of the Lord. The Lord will deliver. He will not punish forever. And here is the challenge for us to believe that God is in control. Is it not from the Most High that both calamities and good things come? God is at work in all things in our life. He brings into our life hard times, and he brings into our life good times, that he may be working in us to will and to do of his good pleasure, that he may be training us, that he may be working for our good in every situation. But God is sovereign, and calamities and good things come from him. Why should the living complain when punished for their sins? Why should we complain when God is dealing with us and teaching us and working in us? For he never casts us off completely.